I thought that CE and red ice at first. It's gonna be an ice map again. Right, map by Kuma. Map featured with pack, okay. Naja, we just had already one. Don't need one immediately again. Okay, let's go. Okay, it's a dirt map. Many of these tight 90-degree corners, but they are quite tricky because they have these bumps on the inside. I'm not sure how middle I have to go in some of these corners to avoid the bumps. No outside turns. I think not a single one. Oh, I don't think that there is a mod. Was Lars not joining? I want to talk about F1 man. I'm so happy. Yeah. I'm not far away from the author time. Yeah, as you see, sometimes I'm getting the bump. Oh wait, there's an outside turn. I forgot. Wait, I said there are no outside turns right after I went through that one. What is the timing? Oh, naja. That was not a lot better. I could watch the mime run. I think that makes sense. We have 9 minutes and he is having a decent time. We have already a look. I hope I can see his time though. Yes, here we go. Let's see where the differences are. Okay, much further left. Yeah, I thought about that. There's more inside up here. Okay. There's of course not much, as expected. Okay, back onto the server. Oh, I actually don't know why I suddenly see my PB goes. I know, of course I know. I made it on to compare with mime. Yeah. Need a different angle for this transition. The end wasn't good. Yeah, suddenly I'm to inside there. Ach Mensch. Like this. And here I want to be more inside. Similar to this grass track of the day from a few days ago. When I drive it myself, it feels like, hey, I was hitting all the corners, or several corners at least. Feels like, yo, this is the line. What else would you be able to do here to drive faster? But then there's so much missing. When I watch others, I can easily say, oh yeah, this was not perfect, this was not perfect. But when I drive myself, it always looks good. But probably it isn't. But in World Tour, for example, I can easily say, oh yeah, that was at a quick corner, the other one will catch up here. Okay, I made this a bit better here. I think the track is a little bit bumpy and it's very difficult to see those bumps. Also this is what I meant earlier. I don't really know how far to the middle of the track they go. And how outside do I need to go to not get over this bump. Of course I have more experience if we would use the old dirt blocks from Team NF and Team 2. There I would know. But these blocks, of course I'm not really driving them very often, they're also not used very often. Yeah, 65th. Ja, Hülkenberg. I'm so happy. I was actually crying for joy. And I never felt that much pressure. Like the last 5 laps were the longest laps to watch since a long time. This is an old feeling that I had back then in times with Michael Schumacher. But then the last time with Nico Rosberg in Abu Dhabi, and before that with a few times with Sebastian Vettel, that I felt like that, but this was really special. Oh scheiße, this was the run. I have no idea why I was 2 tenths in front, no idea. No. No. These transitions always. Gonna respawn. Man, these transitions, the bump inside makes the car fall down exactly in the wrong moment. I don't know. Maybe I should have tried with the previous run. Yeah, it was just 900s. I was over 2 tenths in front. Yeah, also Vettel 2010 was the most extreme because it was also such a little hope that this would actually work out. But yeah, the thing is, when I was very young and following Michael Schumacher for his first championship titles, naja, I was a bit too late getting into Formula One for his Benetton years, but then with Ferrari I was of course there, and there, like a normal race in the middle of the season already gave me goosebumps, like hopefully the car doesn't break. The thing is, back then it was way more common that a car actually has a technical failure and your favorite driver just gets a DNF, and in the championship fight, when that means that your championship rival gets the win then instead, that's always a huge thing, of course. And I was of course mega yeah, excited, and like throughout the whole race, hopefully, like in a horror movie, no? You just hope that there is not the moment where the camera suddenly goes to your favorite driver and you see him, no? But it could happen any moment that the camera is switching to your driver and he just has a DNF, an engine failure or something. You don't want to see that. Yeah. And I had that every race back then. But nowadays it's so unlikely to happen, and then also there are not really German drivers fighting for championships anymore. But this today, it felt very similar to as if it was for championship. There was also a comment like that was read in the German sky. I mean, as we Germans are, there are of course, and I cannot understand it, but there are of course Germans that are hating on Hülkenberg and that just say, yeah, but he never got a podium, so he's shit. No, which is complete garbage, but there are these people, so I'm super happy also that they cannot say that anymore. That is very good and important. But yeah, what a race. It needs such races. It's so difficult when there's such a dominant team like McLaren. Like there would be a higher chance when the two McLaren maybe crash each other out. We could then be there. Yeah, I was hoping that Lars would be here so I can talk about Formula 1 with him. Yeah, it's gonna be so tight again on such a map. It's hard for me to hit the apex. So I can also say what's happening. I can also say what's happening later on. At 20:30, also 8:30, there is a NASCAR event in TMNF that's happening like every half a year. Again, I am kinda no train for it. Lol. Yeah, again, I'm quite no train again, but there are a lot of raffles where you can win prize money with, so I just participate. In the race I try to drive consistent. And yeah, let's see how far I get. Often these NASCAR ups have incredible battles for first place, I can say. Also it's really interesting to spectate as well. Before that, I might try a weekly cup that I haven't played yet, which is the best of cup. I kinda need to drive it or participate in that in order to qualify for something. However, I don't know yet if I qualify for this bigger thing, if I can participate there, because they might start before Cup of the Day with their competition, and the thing is that I, on that day itself, have to work, so I would be at work before Cup of the Day. But for the first time I have the chance to join one of those mini cups. Also probably I had the chance to join them like 3 weeks ago. But I didn't know that I need these, that they are actually connected to this playoffs thingy, and I thought I can not play anyway, so I ignored. And these competitions are sadly also often at bad times. Also the one is at Saturday 6 PM normally, and that is, well, it was the first closer round, and that is of course not that perfect, because if I have to work on a Saturday, and this will happen now actually quite a few times in a row, then I cannot play. And the other one is Monday 8 PM. So, but there is another competition at Monday at 8 PM, the BYMC. So couldn't play. Next Monday there is no BYMC, also tomorrow, no, is no BYMC, but then also this cup is not happening anymore. So yeah. And they actually moved, however, this Monday Cup. It didn't happen last Monday, I think. And they moved it now to Sunday evening, so to today, which is the exception, kind of. Which means I can theoretically play. Oh yeah, and after that, I will be doing the weekly shorts, of course. And that has to be done as well. Fred Wolf out. Mir wird's heran tun. Yeah, but to be honest, the last pit stop from Sauber, oh, I was like, yeah, no, finally show Hülkenberg, and they only went with the camera to Hülkenberg's pit stop when we just saw that there were issues, and I was like, oh god, how long is he standing already? Because the time, I'm not sure if the time started running from the very beginning with the, no, it only showed the general pit time, the general time that he spent in the pit lane and the pit stop. And I wasn't aware now, because the camera went so late into his real pit stop, what the heck happened, no? Also how long is he standing already? And I saw these issues, I was like, oh no. But then he got released and it showed, yeah, 4.5. And yeah, 4.5 is of course pretty bad. Like he lost 2 seconds, maybe 2.5 seconds, alone in the pit stop. Because the mechanics were also mega nervous, I assume. Yeah, Chalky, when you ask it like that, I can tell you it's a lot more difficult. It's also due to the maps. We have so many mega... Also, no, this map, I call it Zoomer map. No, I will just say whenever we have an easy map where you don't use the brake, where it's literally just accelerating and turning and doing tap tap tap, what Granadi also mentions always, like, this is a Zoomer map. On the Zoomer maps, it's extremely difficult to reach the front for me nowadays. And to stay in like in a round like this. Oof, 1/10. Yeah, it was obvious because of the top 17 round. Yeah, of course, easier maps, smaller margins. I mean, on the difficult maps it's also not that easy anymore, but generally easier. No, also when we had this Trackmania 4 Hours Firestorm map, it was quite easy. I had a pretty bad seeding, I would say. I could have done a much better time and still I was easily in. The thing is that people also learn these very simple tap 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 maps so quick now. And also, one big difference is the community in Team 2020 kinda, because of Cup of the Day, they got used to be good in fast learning maps. Because the seeding is so important. And the good players in the early Cup of the Days in 2020, 2021, the good players from the earlier Trackmania games that were often there in Division 1, these players, they didn't need to be that good in fast learning. Fast learning was not a skill that you needed to be good at the old Trackmania games. Fast learning is a skill that you need in this game. And since I was already used to fast learning because I played weekly cups where fast learning was required, I always felt like, okay, against like the Stadium Tech players, I have here an advantage. Because they are not used to do that. And I know I can fast learn this. But yeah. Was it the case? In the very beginning, I think the warm-up or the seeding was even shorter. Only 10 minutes, but this was not for long, I think. Yeah, but the new players now... Oh, I need to inside finish. Yeah, that inside finish was needed. Since we have now a big community of young players that came into this game, into Trackmania with this game here and with Cup of the Days, they have like a different skill set which trained them to be good in fast learning, especially maps like this. But yeah, I think that I am a very good indicator always with how good a knockout is and with how difficult it is, because my performance is rather consistent throughout the years. In a Cup of the Day, my performance in rounds is consistent, so with how long I survive is an indicator of how difficult the knockout was to survive, you can say. Also from when onwards did we have a kind of free round? Or did we have 3 rounds to survive, and when did you need a really fast time? I mean, like the indicator for that, for the strength of the knockout. And yeah, with my seeding positions, that sadly go into like higher numbers that I don't like myself, but yeah. I'm also not fully focused always in the full 15 minutes. At some point, when you do that every day, I'm not really going into this, waiting for it all the time, waiting for the second to start to finally can drive, and then full focused, learning the track, learning the turns within the first 2 minutes and then hunt. It's not that way. We're often just talking and enjoying the time, because yeah, when you do it every day, it's like different. Basically, having a break from Cup of the Day for some time would also help, and then find new energy. But of course I want to cover and archive all the cups. Also, these are some close calls for me. I am, by the way, driving a .16 here. This is only a 10th slower than what I did in the seeding. This is the level that we are at. No, most of the drivers in front are actually driving easily Div1 times now. My god, that was 3 close calls in a row, I think. Not in a row. The round before was easy. Cannot wait for Formula 1 to publish the video, which they surely will do, how Nico Hülkenberg gained all these positions. I want to see his start, cockpit camera from his start, because he made so many places in the early stages already. Yeah, but in the early days of Cup of the Day, the early years, it was not a battle for me to be Div1. That was really not the battle that I was fighting. I was fighting for top 10 every day, kind of. Sometimes even for seeding wins. I'm first, but only 500s in front. Just saying. That's it. Like the bumps, no? The bumps. I wanted to say, this is actually the best round to have such a good start where I'm leading, because I was on a PB in this round, obviously, when you see the times from the others. And that was actually the perfect timing to drive a good run here. The perfect timing. But yeah, I caught a bump in the end. Also, my biggest issue with these bumps is that I cannot really see them. Like, I really, like, it's hard to just know what I have to aim for. I'm just doing it by feeling. I go somewhere, but I have not really the thing that I exactly look for. And the thing is, you have there a chicane. You have like a... Oh, Zipper not crashing, okay. I thought he would touch now, because that was what I did in the seeding quite often. Now you have, of course, the chicane, right, left, right, so you have 3 bumps. Yeah, I caught 1 bump too much and then rip. Oh, okay, Dipper makes it, but you see, like, also this round is very consistent 0.9s in front. Yeah, Dipper versus Hendo. The final. So Hendo, I haven't seen him since a while. How did Hendo not lose more time? Look at that, he goes into the lead with that line. He full caught a bump, was completely sideways. Why is this still good? Oh, Dipper so outside, but he actually makes the transition. But yeah, Hendo is now in the lead. And yeah, Hendo is also one of these players you would actually expect to be the front. Dipper had good endings, so it's not over yet. Okay, I was not sure if Hendo maybe crashes against the finish. But how the heck was Hendo still fast here? It's really surprising. Okay. So let's see the full results and then I check if Mime is still streaming Div 1. Yeah, Mime is at least there. Yeah, it's top 5. Eichwolf, Hege, Zenge, Novu. In the meantime, we can also listen to Shenga's prediction.
Now we will have a first time winner today. Bold prediction. Bold prediction. You will see. You will be surprised when you see it. You'll be like, oh, Shegar told me. Actually, he was so right. And guess who? It's gonna be Nico Hulkenberg. How? I don't know, but he's going to win. His first podium, and it's gonna be a win instantly. Oops, that was bad. Who knows? Kimi might win. Nah. Nico. Hopla. Nice no slide. Max will have some crash with McLaren and Ferrari will get top 3. Maybe. But Nico Hulkenberg will get top 1. I know it's hard to comprehend. I know it's literally impossible to understand this kind of a logic, but it's gonna happen. Need Gasly to get some points. We believe in Nico. Yeah, I do. I literally hate the way the car looks.
Yeah, pretty bad prediction, but because he didn't win, he only got third. Only. Nah, actually, nice. I mean, who knows? I really hope that the Sauber car is all fine, not that after the race they find something with that car so that they have to disqualify him. But imagine they find something with the McLaren car and then both get disqualified. Then he actually would be the winner, Nico Hülkenberg. Oh God, what is here happening again? Amogus and oh God, this is like such a stupid stream for mine. Like, why is that? I would be so annoyed when that happens all the time. Naja, so, he's in the final and it was very close for second. Plays also without interface, so we don't know the gap. He didn't drive as fast, so the gap was a bit closer. Also, I think Mime is actually boosting his win ratio a bit higher. If you have a look, he is here at 30, 6.5%. Yeah, he played of course earlier a bit. I have the feeling he only participates in Cup of the Days now everyone, also only at the times when there is World Tour, when he is knocked out early, when he knows that all the big streamers are not participating in Cup of the Day, then Mime boots up his game and plays Cup of the Day himself. And I don't, and as also all these big guys are, and also good drivers are playing other competitions, it is then easier for him to win the Cup of the Day. But also, what is interesting, he also gets always the perfect map in these cases. I mean, he gets a dirt map, and I think he also played the previous dirt maps. He always gets like a dirt map in these scenarios when World Tour is happening and he's already out of it or something. Whenever he boots up his stream then. Interesting. Yeah, obviously you have a 100%er if you want to see. Have to by now actually go pretty far down. I'm not sure if we went over him already. This guy also, he played 3. Okay, here we have at center, 100%. Lane played the Shorty Turtle map, but apparently he also played 2 other maps. And he played 1 ReRun extra or something. Naja. Okay. Ecstatic? Yeah, he as well. This was Desert. Alexander wasn't the only one. We mentioned it in TM Awards. Ecstatic played the very first Desert Cup of the Day. And then he didn't play another one. So basically Sender with Snow, Ecstatic with Desert. And we have 304 different winners by now. And if we include reruns, how many winners do we have then? What do you think? I say 714, I say. 714. Is that too much? We now go into only 1 win in a rerun at this position. Yeah. We're closing into my 714. Oh, we are already over it. It goes further. 801. 801 is the number. Alright.